Let's talk about how we can produce content faster for our sites, because it's very, very important that you down the road at least speed up your content production, so you don't have to spend like many hours every time that you need to write a new article. So first I want to say it does get easier. If you're just starting out with this, it might take you 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to just write 1,500 words or something like that. And that can be very discouraging. But down the road it does certainly get better. You will get faster at this as you practice. That's how it is with everything, right? But a good tip I have, one of the best tips I have for you, is to start with some of the most easy articles, some of the easiest topics for your site. So let's say during the topic research you come across 15 or 20 different topics that you want to write on. Then you definitely need to go over these and find the ones that are easier to write. And maybe you need to go back to the topic research process in order to find more easier topics to write on if you get stuck all the time. If you need to do a lot of research for every article, you will never get a good speed in your content production. So think about how you can sort of organize your articles. Start with some very good basic, very beginner oriented stuff for your site. That's also a great way to get a good deal of traffic in the beginning. Write on small beginner topics, because those are much easier to write on, and maybe choose some that you know about already. If you're writing about golfing or biking or whatever, choose some topics that you know exactly how to address. And then down the road, as you have covered some of these more basic topics, it'll be much easier for you to come back and write some of the more, you can say, intermediate or expert level stuff and content for your site. Or even just the articles that you don't know exactly how to approach in the beginning. They might be easy content, but they might not be easy for you to write. And then you definitely need to outline your articles. I see a lot of writers who just start with the main headline. Then they open a browser and they think, where should I start? You need to create an outline for the article before you start writing, because when you do that, you'll have all these nice subheadings. And then it's just like you need to fill in all the blanks. That's how it should be when you start writing. So part of the initial research, where you find the topic and you just dig a little bit deeper into that headline, you should figure out exactly what to put in that article. So now it's just basic research where you need to figure out what to put in each section. And then you should also educate yourself on the topic you're writing on the niche. So I like to purchase books like this, for example, horses. I bought this one for the animal house site, and this one, compact houses. There was a lot of good tips in here for go downsize, about tiny spaces and small apartments and stuff. And I would say these books here, these for dummies books, they're pretty good if you're starting out in a niche that you know very little about, but you need to cover all the basics first, and then write some articles around exactly what you learned there. Dive into what people are searching for around these things and see where you can offer some unique content. And also, when you start diving into books and not just online research, when you're not just relying on YouTube videos and Quora and forums and stuff, you'll be able to offer something new to the table. You'll have a blog post that's a little different from all the other ones, and Google will also see probably that you have unique content, because Google has been very clear that they don't want another blog article that just circulates the same few tips that everybody has been sharing already. I also want to tell you to be careful with sprints, because sometimes you might feel like you want to write as much as humanly possible over a few weeks. And I did this. I have a link to a video in the description where I just tested my capacity for writing. And I cranked out around 80,000 words over a month. I was writing everything I could for my old site Animal How, which I've sold now. But it was quite an experience. I wanted to test my own capacity, and I'm glad I did that, because I wanted to know how much can a writer write. Also because I have hired quite a lot of writers for my team. So in order to do that, I had to test that. But I would say when I did that, after this month of just very intense writing every day, I was so burned out. I mean, my hands were sore and my head was just spinning, and I couldn't write for another month or two. I just didn't really want to. So don't do that, because you might burn out and you might get to a point where you just hate writing if you set these crazy goals. It's much better to work at a steady pace where you every week crank out like 2, 3, 4, 5 blog posts. Figure out what your capacity is, because you have a lot of other things to attend to, I'm sure. So just go for a steady pace that you can actually stick to, and do that on a monthly basis, because in the long run you'll probably end up with more content that way. And the next tip also ties into that. Remember to take breaks. If you're sitting down, most of you probably are when you're writing, stand up for a while, stand up for a second, go out and grab a coffee or a glass of water, or go out for some fresh air, just for a couple of minutes. 2-3 minutes will work wonders. It will give you a higher output actually, because if you do that, you can sit there for longer without getting too tired. So remember to stretch your legs, get a break, and do some stretching, get a glass of water, just get out of that chair every half hour, I would say. Just stand up and stretch, and you will feel much better, and you will have more content produced over those 3-4 hours. But also I do have some tips over at my computer on how to speed up the actual writing. So I want to take you over to my screen now and show you a few things, because I've been diving deep into the Gutenberg editor inside WordPress over the last couple of weeks, because as you might know, I'm going over this Build With Us challenge in the community, where I build a site from scratch together with my community. So they build their own site, I build my site, and I show everything I do in there. I think it's up to 12 hours of video now where I do the topic research and find the niche and everything. So during that process, I've been writing more than 10 articles so far. And it's been a while since I wrote a lot of articles, because over the last year I've focused so much on the course, and also I've been focusing on just educating my team and finding enough topics, because I've been pretty busy. You know, we've been traveling, and also I've been working so hard on this course for you guys. So it's been a while, so I haven't actually immersed myself too much into the Gutenberg editor, but I have done so over the last couple of weeks as I've been writing stuff for this new site in my course. So I want to show you some of the things that I've learned from that process, because I've found some pretty cool shortcuts for the Gutenberg, and also a few other cool things. I think I've found some pretty cool shortcuts, and if you don't know these already, these can definitely speed up the writing. So for example, when you want to start a new blog here, you don't have to go up and click the plus sign or click the plus sign out here. You can actually just type /, and now it will turn up here, and you can just start typing, for example, I am, to go into images and stuff. So that's pretty cool. It's a nice way to save yourself a few mouse clicks. Another pretty cool shortcut is to type 2 of these hashtags and just hit space. Then you have an H2, and if you do it 3 times and hit space, then you have an H3. That's also a nice shortcut, because we do H2s and H3s all the time, and it just takes a long time to go up here, hit the plus, choose the headline, and which number of subheading to go into, and so on. So I also like to use the reusable blocks, and if you're new to this, this is a very, very cool feature inside the Gutenberg. So you can create your own blocks. You can save a block that you can reuse over and over again. And this is especially cool now that we're working with affiliate sites, because if you want to insert a table, there's a good chance that you want to use that same table across multiple blog posts. And it's just nice that you don't have to create them over and over again. So let's say I'm creating a table here, so we can use this / shortcut, press table, and this is fine. We put some data here and a headline and blah blah. Then we can find these 3 little dots here. They are either here or at the main heading up here, depending on your settings here for the spotlight mode. And when you click these, you can click add to reusable blocks. So now you will have saved this block here. You can see block created. And now if you go in and click the plus sign here, you'll see that you have now reusable blocks here. So we have this one here, we can click it, and it will insert it one more time. That's pretty neat. And you can also click the plus sign, go to the reusable tab here, and click manage all reusable blocks. That will leave the blog post, so save the draft first. And now you can go in here and edit this block right here. And here you can also change the name of it. Call it table A, for example. Update, And now you can come back here to any blog post in the future. And as you start typing this same shortcut, the /, now you can type the name that you gave this table. So here it was table A, you just press that here and it will be inserted here wherever you want to. So it's a great way to save time, and it's also a great way to earn some more money with our affiliate sites, because if you line up a good deal of tables or other type of blocks with some affiliate links that you use over and over again, let's say the best beginners products for this part of the niche, or the best XYZ, or the cheapest, or the stores you link to all the time. Just put them inside a little table or another type of block. Then you can quickly insert them without having to look up that affiliate link. And if you have other shortcuts that you're using, some cool tips that you found, please leave them in the comments. I'm excited to hear how you guys work faster in Gutenberg.